So what we have here is quite a dramatic abnormality. If you look at the colon, it's very distended. So this is the colon here. That's the transverse colon, and that's the sigmoid colon. When we come down to the lower sigmoid colon, there's a transition and we don't see the colon anymore. I could show that there. So this is the distended colon, and then we come down to a transition point. So the diagnosis at this point is large bowel obstruction. This is a large bowel obstruction. Now, how do we know this is large bowel? First of all, if you look closely at these loops, you can see that there's lines coming across, and we call these haustra. So there's haustration of this bowel. If you look at the colon here, you can see little outpouchings with small depressions in between. These are again called haustra. So this is obstructed colon. We'll bring up the X-ray just to make sure there's no free air, because that would be a concern for perforation. But the X-ray looks fine. Diaphragms are elevated, but there's no free air below the diaphragm, so it doesn't look like there's any perforation. So the next test of choice is a CT scan. That's the CT there. I think what we can note here on the CT again is the colon is very dilated. There's a colon there. These are haustrations there. So this is cecal distension. We keep traveling down, the colon remains distended all the way down. We can even see some air in the wall of the colon. This is called pneumatosis coli. Little locules of air. This is not really a good sign, because it means that the colon is distressed, the wall of the colon is compromised. If we go further down into the pelvis, we come to the point of obstruction, which is in the sigmoid colon, as we suspected on the X-ray. So you see the colon in this region is very distended and inflamed. There's a lot of streaking of the fat planes around it. So this is probably a diverticulitis. You don't see any mass there, but obviously you need to exclude an underlying mass, but this probably is an inflammatory mass of the sigmoid colon. And this is resulting in a stricture. And these strictures cause obstruction to the colon. There's no evidence of free air. If you had free air, you'd see the free air around the abdomen, but there's no free air. All the air is within the colon. All the black stuff there is within the colon. So we can safely say there's no perforation at this stage. So the diagnosis. diabetic stricture with inflammation.